and a very warm welcome. You're watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anustha Acharya. The top stories first. NC defers 14th General Convention date by 9 days. The decision was taken in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. Monsoon enters Gandaki, Lumbini provinces. More rainfall expected this year. Government confirms over 2,300 new cases of coronavirus. Number of active cases drops to 71,000. G7 leaders to counter China's Belt and Road Initiative announce plans to support low and middle income countries. And Denmark midfielder Christian Eriksen wakes up in hospital. UEFA says his condition is stable. And now the news in detail. The Nepali Congress has decided to defer its 14th General Convention by 9 days. A meeting of the party office bearers and leaders held at the residence of party president Sher Bahadur Deuba yesterday decided to hold the 14th General Convention from September 1 to 4. Joint General Secretary Dr. Prakash Saran Mahat confirmed the decision after the meeting. Earlier, the NC had decided to hold the General Convention from August 23 to 26. Similarly, the meeting also decided to hold the Central Working Committee meeting on June 17. The party said the date for the General Convention was rescheduled in view of the effects of COVID-19. Monsoon that entered Province 1, 2 and Bagmati province since Friday has made its ferry to Gandaki and Lumbini provinces from Saturday. According to the Meteorological Forecasting Division under the Department of Hydrology and Meteorology, the monsoon will enter the western part of the countries in a day or two. The division informed that there is a possibility of light to moderate rainfall in many places of the country after monsoon becomes active later this week. Generally, the monsoon starts on June 13 and exits on October 2 in Nepal. Most places of the country may receive more rainfall than average during this monsoon, according to Anil Pokhrel, Chief Executive of the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Authority. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 2,382 new cases of coronavirus across the country. A report. Virus in the country have climbed to 606,778 while the number of active cases has dropped to 71,301. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 527,111 infected persons have tested negative from the disease in the country following the recovery of 6,295 patients yesterday. Coronavirus claimed 61 more lives across the country, taking the death toll to 8,366. Nepal is currently among top 40 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with over 34.3 million confirmed cases, followed by India with more than 29.4 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 176.3 million people across the world and claimed over 3.8 million lives. And now the news from economic front. The World Bank has approved $60 million to improve the higher education in Nepal, a report. The fund will be utilized to scale up online learning and expand access to academic institutions for underprivileged and vulnerable students, improving access to quality higher education and helping students acquire the skills that are in demand in the labor market will contribute to Nepal's COVID-19 recovery and strengthen its resilience, according to Faris Haddad Jervis, World Bank's country director for Maldives, Nepal and Sri Lanka. It is stated that the Nurturing Excellence in Higher Education programs builds on Nepal's previous successful higher education projects supported through results-based financing. The World Bank's country office argued that the support will help the government of Nepal align its higher education sector with labor market needs, boost collaborative research and entrepreneurship, improve governance and access to quality higher education, especially for disadvantaged students. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. G7 leaders seeking to rival China have adopted a plan to support lower and middle income countries in building better infrastructure. US President Joe Biden said he wanted the US-backed Build Back Better World (B3W) plan to be a higher quality alternative to a similar Chinese program. China's Belt and Road Initiative has helped finance trains, roads and ports in many countries, but it has been criticized for saddling some with debt. In a statement at the summit in the English country of Cornwall, the G7 leaders said they would offer a values-driven, high-standard and transparent partnership. However, details of how the G7 will be financed remain unclear. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Denmark midfielder Christian Eriksen woke up in hospital after collapsing in the Euro 2020 match against Finland, said the Danish Football Association. The 29-year-old Inter Milan player's condition has stabilized, according to tournament organizers UEFA. The game in Copenhagen was suspended before halftime after the former Spurs playmaker fell to the ground and was given emergency treatment on the field. Danish players were applauded onto the pitch by their opponents as they returned to the field to resume the game. UEFA said it agreed to restart the match following the request made by players of both teams. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. NC defers 14th General Convention date by 9 days. The decision was taken in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. Monsoon enters Gandaki Lumbini provinces. More rainfall expected this year. Government confirms over 2,300 new cases of coronavirus. Number of active cases drops to 71,000. G7 leaders to counter China's Belt and Road Initiative announce plans to support low and middle income countries. And Denmark midfielder Christian Eriksen wakes up in hospital. UEFA says his condition is stable. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. We urge all our viewers to follow government directives of lockdown and follow healthy hygienic practices to keep safe from any infection. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.